All right, we back. Look at all these messages. What's going on? What happened? What's going on? Bro, I just restarted my computer. All right? Not that big of a deal. People can have technical issues. Trust me, you're not going to die. What's going on? Tell me. I need to be told every little price move. I can't live without it. Just restarted my computer, guys. Not the end of the world. Are you sure you're not a firefighter? No, different kind of fighter. But yeah. So, as I was saying, I expected to see a reversal today because of this bullish divergence here and the fact that um NQ took out November lows. So, that is and ES didn't. So, and it's Friday. And I believe that yesterday was a shakeout. This morning is a shakeout. On top of that, if you look here at the RTH gap, you'll see that the RTH gap, we now have two above us. The one from Thursday to Friday and the one from Wednesday to Thursday. So we have much more upstairs left to fill. I think that the VIX is an easy short for Monday. I would not day trade short this, but as I've stated the last few weeks, since May, every time we have a VIX pop on Friday, it is tanked on Monday. Every single time. So I think the VIX is a short for Monday. I think that's an easy short. Um, Let me just mark out the RTH gap on both NQ and ES because that is obviously the first target. Pop and drop or reclaim? What does any of that mean, bro? Stick to liquidity levels as opposed to these nursery rhyme riddles. So that right there is the RTH gap. And we do have one above, by the way. There's a guy named Z on the chat, and it's totally weirding me out. All right. So I do think that we get to at least London high and fill the RTH gap. Maybe even Asia high on one of them. My name is Zach. Cool. So long QQQ or long SPY or both? Bro, if you're asking questions like that, I hope you're paper trading. You have no business trading with real money. And that's perfectly fine. I just hope that you know that. I wouldn't be surprised if the S&P turned green today. That's what I told the Discord in the morning. Well, I'm not trading QQQ or SPY. I'm trading NQ and ES. So if you're asking me, it's neither. Is it me or does he always throw shade at people? No, it's just you. I'm not throwing shade, bro. Just because you've never heard someone talk real about the markets before doesn't mean it's shade. Okay? The market will hurt your feelings way more than I will. And I'm here to tell you all the mistakes that I've made before. If you think that's throwing shade, maybe you need to grow a pair of nuts, bro. I'm just telling Homeboy that based on his questions, it indicates to me that he should not be trading with real money. That's all. Obviously, he doesn't have to listen to me, right? He could do what he wants. Has anyone ever been that straight with him? No. I made a lot of mistakes in the market. Over the years, I've lost tens of thousands of dollars when I tried to start learning. It took me 5 years to become properly profitable. 2 to 3 years to break into the break-even trader category. But 5 years to become properly profitable. If you don't want to hear what I have to say and you want to call it throwing shade, either grow a pair of nuts or log off. That's all. I'm just trying to help the brother. At the end of the day, he's not sitting with me. So he's not going to listen to me if he doesn't want to listen to me. He's asking me and I'm giving him my advice based on many years in the market and many years of pain. I am interested to see what Meta does here. I think Meta could be a long today for sure. As well as Tesla. Honestly, everything looks like it potentially could be in reversal mode today. Except for MicroStrategy. Piece of shit. Completely obliterated every channel known to man. This is what I drew for Bitcoin earlier last week. But this is not the type of rejection you want to see. This is the last stand for it here at 0.618. There is a chance it can dip below 90K. So once again, need to see a break of structure on Bitcoin. I want to see if I can find a long here. They gon' love me for my ambition. What the hell? I want to see if I can find a long here, guys. We do have a breaker right there. I don't know that we come all the way back down. Let me check on gold real quick as well. Holy shit. Gold price died once again. Silver too took out all-time high liquidity. I think gold is a long. Oh, gold looks like a nice long, actually. There's a unicorn long on gold here. Gold looks like a very pretty long. I don't know that it gives us that retracement, but there's a breaker right there. I hope it does. I would take this in a heartbeat. Yeah, especially if you look at the high time frame, we manipulate it down into this gap. I'm gonna set an alert here because gold looks like a long to me if it comes down. For show. Yeah, I hope it comes down here. This is the trade that I want to take today. Should we do an account giveaway? I might do some funded next account giveaways for the trouble of my stream going out. My problem is I don't restart my computer a lot. That's my problem. The last time I restarted my computer was like months ago. So all of these tasks build up in the background. And then I try to go live and get cute with it. And I have OBS open. I got this 4K camera. I have Thinkorswim. Do you still have NVIDIA Swing open? What NVIDIA Swing are you talking about, bro? I don't have any swings open. The last swing I had open, I was stopped out on, which was BMNR. I don't have any NVIDIA swings open. Yeah, chill with the spam. That dude is annoying. You opened at 180. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you know I opened anything? Are you sitting here with me? Stop spamming the channel, bro. You still think or swim and Weeble? No idea what you're trying to say. I still think or swim or Weeble? I'm entering this long on go for sure. That is such a big range. God damn. In the props, it's going to have to be MGC. Yes, do you think or swim? Oh, he tries to enter trades off of videos? Yeah, well, that's what happens. If you want to try to enter trades off of videos and you don't know how to manage them yourself, I would say stop being cheap and pay the price of admission, or paper trade until you learn on your own. If we break this out a bit from the 5-minute to the 3-minute, there is a breaker there, but 9:30 and 8:30 are there. So I think that can have the potential to dig more into here as opposed to taking the breaker right off the wick. But I'm going to be patient on this. So if I take it from 9:30, I can lower my stop there. And my 2 to 1 can be here. There is also, yeah, so there's a 15-minute fair value gap, a 5-minute, a 3-minute. We broke structure. And we are in the daily. Cool. I wonder if we get down to 9:30. I might eyeball this. Let's see, 22-point stop. So that's $2,200 on MGC. $2,200 on GC. $220 on MGC. So whatever account size you're working with, you want to tailor this. If you're dealing with a prop and you have very tight risk limits, that's what I'm going for, a gold trade from like 4,054.5, which is 9:30 open, and the bottom of that 3-minute fair value gap. Could you include the mechanics about how to grade trades A, B, C, D? If you're grading trades A, B, C, D, you probably shouldn't be taking those trades. You have A plus trades, and then you have B trades. If you're grading C and D trades and still taking those, gotta help you, bro. I think NQ is a long from here too. We do have to be careful. Also, there is one thing I want to check. All right, let's see if we come down here. What is a D trade? Hitting buttons blindfolded? I do thumbs up or thumbs down based on how tired Z looks. Dude, that's crazy. I use the same metric with your mom. When I come home after a long day out, depending on how she looks, I just do the gladiator thing. If I walk in the door and she looks like a mess, which frankly nowadays is most of the time, I do this to her. And then she just hands me a sandwich and knows to walk off. If I do this to her, she knows it's going to be a good day. Imagine a grown man talking to another grown man about how tired he looks. Like, how much of a fuckboy do you have to be? Never in my life have I looked at a man and thought, let me talk about how tired he is. That'll get him rattled. What the fuck? What's going through your mind, bro? I look at another man who's tired and I'm like, God bless you, bro. Whatever it is that you're going through, God bless you. That's what I think. How can you look at another man as a grown man and be like, I'm going to comment on how tired he looks? How does your brain even think like that? Like, what era did you grow up in that that's what comes to your mind? Fucking Fortnite generation, bro. For real. Should we give away some accounts? I think we should give away some accounts. By the way, get 10% off Funded Next with code TTT. His mom sounds like a very generous lady. Oh my God, bro. Y'all are funny. You should start a video game channel. I don't know. I would start a political channel before I started a video game channel. I haven't gamed in a very long time. I recently did start playing Call of Duty again and forgot how fun that was. Market is stalling out here, which makes me think we might get a deeper retracement on the indices. Oh, this is what I wanted to check before the guy interrupted me about how tired I looked. Man, I left so much money on the table yesterday. For those of you that were part of the live stream, I left so much money on the table yesterday. But yesterday, actually, I can go back to it. Yesterday in the morning, there was literally no gamma on the chart except for 6770. That was it. And I bought the 6770 zero DTEs. And for those of you that know me, you know I don't really trade zero DTEs like that. And I was stopped out of that trade. Pinche mierda. All right. Right now, Jex is all over the place. Unfortunately, We do have quite a bit of gamma at 66.35. That's actually the most right now. And we have a wall at 67.50. Should I dump my Nvidia shares now, chat? Yeah, bro. And then buy them back at the highs. Yeah, I may short the VIX for Friday. I'm obviously it hasn't even been an hour since the market opened. Sorry, I may short the VIX for Monday. $67.50 makes a lot of sense to me on SPX because that's where we would get a filling of this gap. And it's that high right there. So it's a battle between 67.50 and 66.35. $66.35. I mean, but we already defended near that area because it still would be above this low, which is at 66.32. So I think we go up still and fill the RTH. Z cut it out. What did I do? No idea what this fuckboy is saying. Z cut it out. Whatever, bro. Focus on your screen. Meta and Hood, what else for long term? Is Palantir good? Bro, you're not shopping for oranges in a basket. Like, you have to look at these companies very deeply before committing amount of money to it. I think you missed, if you were going to buy Palantir, you should have bought it. I think you missed the boat on Palantir. I don't own any. But I don't think there's a ton of value here, to be honest. Like, you know, there is some stuff, like I mentioned before, United Healthcare is a good value, NVO is a good value, but these are stocks that are not going to move here. If you're talking about buying value for the long term, these stocks have value for the long term. Netflix is getting a split soon. I said that we'd see a little rally pre-split. The split is going to be Monday. So we are now seeing a sell the news effect. Once Netflix splits and we do get more of a drop, then yeah, Netflix will even be cheaper because they're doing a 10-to-1 split. So instead of 1,100, Netflix will be 110 come Monday. So on Monday, if we get a drop and we take out this level here on Netflix, matching this previous high of February, then I think you can start looking at Netflix pretty seriously. But there aren't a ton of buys here, especially for those of us who got in the market back in April and May. Like, 185 on Nvidia, right? That could be good to some of you who it's a 12% drop who missed it, but how are you going to convince someone who bought Nvidia at 85 that they should now buy at 185? It's just not enough of a draw, in my opinion, right? SOXL, we bought that at $7. It's currently trading at almost 39. So it really just depends on where you've been in this journey. A good buy to you might be horrible to someone else. You know, everything is at a discount. It's that, is it at enough of a discount for you to be attractive? To some people, the answer will be no. I think that when you look at something like Meta, that in general, regardless of your recent Meta position, this is an attractive buy point because it is significantly down, right? It's 25% down from highs. But yeah, like Google dropped a few percentage points, right? Like 7 points altogether. You think I'm going to buy Google at 275 when I bought it at 140? No. I do think that the data center names will have a resurgence because I don't think that this is the bubble pop here, as I mentioned. I do think that they are just having their deep retrace moment. So, you know, if you look at momentum stocks, they are bouncing off of very, very short term moving averages. Like this is the 921, but you see them bouncing off this and then it gets exhausted. And at the point that it gets exhausted, as long as the bubble hasn't popped permanently, you get these deep retraces. So I do think that the data center stocks will have a resurgence. And I think that, you know, if Nvidia guides much better than expected, because we all know that it's going to beat earnings and revenue, but if it guides better than expected, Nvidia can single-handedly can single-handedly keep the rally going on all the AI names, including the speculative ones. But right now, you know, when you're looking at Amazon, when you're looking at Google, when you're looking at Apple, these stocks haven't really lost a lot. But the stocks like Iron, Cypher, CoreWeave, Nebius, you know, these stocks are high beta. And if you expect to make an exorbitant amount of money on the way up, you should also expect that these are going to retrace much heavier than stocks that have intact balance sheets. Like Nebius right now is down 41%, right? So nobody complains when they're making 500-600% on the way up. But the minute that it's down 40%, shit starts looking shaky. So I think these will have a resurgence. Like I said, I am looking at Nebius here. Didn't pull the trigger yet. Might wait for Nvidia as a sympathy. Also want to see the market recover a bit. Also would like some clarity on government data, which I don't think we'll get. But yeah, I think there will be a resurgence in momentum for those data center names. Real T says UNC. Is this guy retarded? What is UNC? North Carolina? I'm gonna hide this guy. UNH is also a long-term hold for 5 years? Yes. Give away some money. I'd rather give you an account than give you some money. I'll give money to charity, but I'd rather give people an account so that they can trade with it. and make more money for themselves. What about Mr.? Just buy Bitcoin, bro. Z, have you been to Jordan? Yes. Any recommendations? Not my favorite place, to be honest. I think there are many more interesting places to go. Like where? In the Middle East? Nick Daniel, appreciate your donation, man. Thank you. Georgia? I do want to go to Georgia. That is on my list for sure. Georgian people are hella nice, bro. And the food is underrated. Georgian cuisine is hella underrated. Probably one of the most underrated cuisines. But if you live in New York, you're lucky because there's a nice little Georgian community there. And so there's quite a few quality Georgian restaurants. Bobby Asmar says, come to Beirut. Yeah, I'd rather go to Beirut than Jordan. I mean, I get it. Like, if you want to go see Petra or whatever, sure. But other than that, it's like, not much to do there. Is Hims a good buy for next earnings? I don't buy anything for earnings. I think that's a very bad strategy. Medellin? Medellin used to be awesome. I heard it's overrun with expats now. But yeah, it used to be really cool. I think now it just looks like Costa Rica or Panama or something, or Puerto Rico. Robert McCoy, stop spamming the chat, bro. You don't need to ask the same question a million times. A lot slower price action on Friday. Can you explain what level you set up your stop loss target? Just watch the free accelerator, dude. I spent 3 hours talking about that. 6750 is the next target for the S&P. I think we're going there based on this. Is the whale site free? No. It never rains in LA. It's raining now. Unplugged. No, I'm not Egyptian. Wow, big bounce back. Wow. Who told you this RTH gap will get filled? Wow. So big. I'm Egyptian. Great. Yeah, like I said, everything looks like a reversal. Meta, Tesla. I think this is the bottom here for this round for Tesla. I might actually set up a Tesla long today. So we were consolidating and we manipulated down to the golden pocket. I think Tesla's a long here, multi-day. To be safe, you do want to see it get above this 400 level. Yeah, if we get above 400 today, this can easily flip. This gamma can easily, because the most gamma that we see here is at 400. Then it'll start to accelerate. As long as we don't reject off 400, I think it will start to accelerate. And the next two big ones are 450 and then eventually 500. Not today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to close above 400 here. Gold has just stalled, unfortunately, because the setup was pretty. Yeah, a lot of this stuff looks like breakout out of consolidation to go higher. So if you look at ASML, we were manipulating. We were consolidating. We manipulated down into this gap. So just my temperature read on the market today, I think the VIX is going to crash on Monday. And I think a lot of these quality stocks, Amazon looks interesting too. Amazon looks very interesting here. I think these quality stocks do continue higher. After today. Filling the RTH gap on NQ. Unfortunately, this is where I had to restart my computer when I started telling you guys about a potential long. Unfortunately. I want to see what the flow is like on some of these data center names. I'm a little bit hesitant to long them with heavy size just yet. But like I look at Nebius, which is a stock that I did want to own at least for the momentum. And this was trading at 140, currently trading at 87. And this is the area that I was eyeing. I think we're going to get some very decent swings here. What the hell? December 5th, 480, huh? December 5th, 480 on Tesla? What is the significance of that? What's the open interest there? Yo, that strike has 55,000 calls for some reason. What? What's today? November 14th. So that's what, 21 days from now? Nebius could go lower if Monday and today are red. What the hell kind of analysis is that? Yeah, no shit. If today's red, the stock could go lower. That's like a circular argument. Great analysis, buddy. And I already told you today will turn green. So what if I sold some putas on Nebius? Let me see. You could sell the 75 put for 560. That's like another 15% off. Boss man, what are you? A self-fluffer? What did I do now, bro? What did I do now? How did I hurt you? $85. Yeah, I might pull the trigger on Nebius today. Fucking easiest long of all time, bro. ASML looks good here. I own a lot of it, obviously, but even just for a swing. All right. I have some work to do today in the Discord for sure. And I think this is the bottom on Tesla. I would like to see it close above 401 today. But this is a clear PO3 to me. Consolidation, manipulation, and I think we get up to 480 from here. And hood at the 100-day moving average, I think, as I said in my video yesterday, I think this is a long-term buy. Any thoughts on V? No, I have no thoughts. So 120 was the most negative gamma. 145. I told you SPX 6750. That makes sense here on Hood. %24 to get back to all-time highs. And the market turned green. Bro, who gives you analysis like this? Who gives you analysis like this? NASDAQ is now green. Filling the RTH gap, taking Asia high. SPX is a stone's throw away from 6750. Oh, damn. Discord caught the move. Shout out to Justin. 4,100 per contract on NQ. Good job, bro. That's what that's when my computer died. Was when I was trying to long this shit. Or the stream died and I restarted the computer. I sacrificed it for y'all. But at least they caught it. All right. So things that I'm looking to buy here. Like I said, I think Hood is a good buy, as well as Meta. I think Meta can be longable with options soon, but still got to break structure on the 4 hour for me. So on the 4 hour market structure, I need Meta to break this, and then I will likely long this. But for shares, I think it's great. NQ just took Asia high. Let's check on this. ES didn't. Oh, I don't want to go back down. How about SoFi? I think you're way late on SoFi, bro. I don't own it, but I just think you're late on SoFi. I mean, it's damn near $30. If you were going to buy it, time would not be known. I do not want to see this bearish divergence here. I don't think it will last. I do think we keep going up. And I think that would be a tall task to fill. That would be a tall task to fill Wednesday's gap. I think that eventually gets filled. NQ actually looks like it has so much momentum that it might do it. But ES can't stall out here, or else we'll have bearish divergence. ES needs to take Asia high too, which I think it will. At what price Microsoft a buy? Same answer, bro. Same answer. Why is NQ rising so much? Did I miss something? Here's what I wrote in the Discord. At 6:20 a.m., which is 9:20 New York time. NQ took November's low. ES didn't. Wouldn't be surprised if it turns green today. So no, it's not based on news or any of that junk. We don't have any news. Just based on liquidity. Same concepts that I gave you guys in the accelerator. I taught this stuff for free in the accelerator. I'm trying to take a trade. Took Tesla calls up 400. Up 17% in 15 minutes. Good job, bro. What about the Qs? What do you think NQ is? I like gold. I thought you said it's good here. Yeah, I was looking for a day trade on gold. What? And then what? I don't get it. What are you trying to ask? TTD for a potential swing? Not in my opinion. Doesn't have the momentum, dude. Why what swing are you going to get out of this? Can you look at the chart of Zim? No. I hear that heavy rain in the background. I assume you're also in the LA County area. Yes, because LA is the only place in the entire world that's raining today. The only one. It's not raining in Calcutta. It's not raining in Copenhagen. Just LA. The only place that has rain today. Ooh, I don't like that we didn't take Asia high on ES. What's the matter with Melly? I don't know. What why would you even look at that? This ain't 2021, bro. It's raining in North Korea. I'm pretty sure you're there. That is great conclusion. Let's see if there's a continuation here. Should we do an account giveaway? A funded next account giveaway? I think we should do one. In my opinion, they have some of the best rules in the game. He's actually in Canada. It's raining there. Let me see if there's a long here. ES is bouncing off midnight. NQ is bouncing off of the 5-minute fair value gap in London high. Or sorry. NQ is bouncing off of the fair value gap above true day open, which is 6 p.m. I think there's a long here on NQ. That's a good setup. I mean, so far, yeah. I don't know how much I'll get out of it though, because I just want to see ES hit Asia high in this macro. And the minute that ES hits Asia high, I'll be out of this. So I'm going to set an alert there. But there isn't a clear picture here in terms of gamma on SPX. I wonder if the Dow Jones has a long here too. No, I just scalped that NQ. Yeah, the fact that ES is stalling out here and not taking Asia high, not a good sign. It needs to bounce off of midnight and take Asia high for us to keep going up the rest of the day. There might be an easy trade here on YM, which is the Dow Jones. If it trades back below 930, 65, 300. So you can short 2, 300, 600. Do I want to short this? To equal lows, maybe? No, we didn't get the closure here. No, not a good setup yet. It could turn into one here. I don't know why you're so impatient. I'm going to try this on YM here. YM is running counter to all the other indices. And it closed below this fair value gap. More importantly, closed below 830 and 930. after sweeping above it and now retesting that. Two to one is right here for me. There are relative equal lows here that could be a draw, but this is a little tricky here. Because if it isn't the draw, and we swept this low, could be iffy. The rest of the indices to me look like a long. The Dow is still severely red compared to the other ones. ES is pretty weak, but I think I don't think that there is enough weakness in ES to short. I think ES is still holding this really well and can potentially get to Asia high. The Dow is still down 0.66%. Well, that was a quick stop there. My favorite trade of the day? No. Decent setup. We did sweep these equal highs. I would hate for it to come back. I don't think NQ or ES are shorts, no. Not yet, at least. RTY is different. I mean, YM is different. I wonder if that was just a sweep of those highs. I would hate if that was the case. Let's see what happens here. What makes Dow different? What do you mean, what makes Dow different? It's a different index, and it has different stocks in it. I'm not sure what you mean. Does anybody know which news stopped the drawdowns today? No news at all. You don't need news. It was just a liquidity sweep. I bet you I'm right on YM, but we just went for those sweeps first. What makes Dow different compared to SP 500 and NQ? Dude, it's just the companies within it. S&P 500 has these 500 companies. NASDAQ has these 100 companies. And the Dow has these 30 companies. There must be a reason. All stocks going up. There isn't a news reason, dude. We just swept November lows. That's it. NQ swept November lows. Well, gold never came back to my entry. Like I said in the morning, NQ was a nice long from here, and unfortunately got stopped out on this Dow short, which I think might still be in play depending on what happens here. We swept these equal highs, and it's just consolidating. Why is it moving differently to NQ and ES? Because they're different companies. No, I don't think NQ is a short. I don't think NQ or ES are shorts, guys. You don't want to short this. And I think ES goes back to, I think ES gets to Asia high. You said 10% correction was coming? No, I didn't. I did not say 10% correction was coming. I said in the late 90s, we had 10% corrections, and we've had 2 in this bull market and 1 this year. I didn't say a 10% correction was coming. That would have been tragic. Wait. 2, 3. Damn, Hood is having a ripper of a day. Tesla turned green. Okay, we're above that 401 level. I might take a Tesla swing here. Yeah, I'm not going to try a YM short again. Unless we trade into here and then we confirm on the low time frame. I don't mind the trade that I took. It wasn't my favorite trade, but certainly I think there was a solid thesis there. We breached 930 open and went back below it and then retested it. That's all. It was just a break of 930 and a retest. I would not have shorted NQ or ES. I was long biased on both NQ and ES since we tagged November's low. Unfortunately, I restarted my computer and didn't get in until we were already all the way up. But there's ES tagging Asia high. Hopefully some of you guys took it. And even in SPX, I told you mark 67.50. And there's that line right there. And we just hit that line. All right, I have a bunch of write-ups to do for the Discord. I don't know that I take another day trade. The gold, my gold trade did not get to my entry. I was long biased gold. And then unfortunately, the only trade I did take on stream was stopped out, but hopefully you guys were able to formulate your own trades off of QQQ or SPY. I'm not convinced yet that this is the bottom for Bitcoin, but at least for today, I think it's going to take a big breather. I think Dell looks good here for a swing too. I think Dell looks really good here. Up 20% on Tesla calls. Hell yeah. Took 170% on Tesla calls. Thank you. Appreciate it, bro. Hugh. I did. NQ's bananas. Miguel in GLD. Man. Good shit. Good shit. Make sure that you sign up for a Funded Next Futures account. You get 10% off. In my opinion, some of the best rules in the game. Yeah, I think Dell looks like a long hair for sure. Do you think SPX will clear Asia zone? Already did, bro. Long time ago. That's Asia high. Already did. All right, we got a lot of juicy setups here. I do think that there is a possibility. We got a big shakeout yesterday. And that for at least the next couple of weeks, especially when we jump back into this trend line on QQQ, that we get a nice rally from here to end the year. So definitely want to be positioned for that. NVIDIA earnings next week, bouncing off of this level once again. NVIDIA tends to not beat the expected move for earnings. Wondering about SOXL. We got an SOXL at 7. It's now 39. So 40 actually. Oracle question mark? What's the question, bro? I think Amazon has a decent setup here too. Not yet sold on CoreWeave here, but I think Iron might look good soon. And I think Nebius looks really good here. Probably won't take another day trade until the PM session. I think there's a chance, as I said earlier, that the indices go for that RTH up there, which would be wild. Because on the S&P 500, that's another 1%. I don't know if it could do it today, but we are starting to build up a lot of gamma at 68.50 and 68.35. I think Netflix is going to start looking. Oh, yeah. 68.50 and 68.35 is this gap. Is this today's expiration? No. Today's expiration has a big wall at 67.60, which is where we're at now. I would venture and say we don't get up there today. But I likely won't take another day trade until the PM session. So although the portfolio looks nice, I did take an L on YM. But had the right bias on NQES. And then a few individual stocks like Hood, Tesla, Meta. So appreciate you guys. I'll see the rest of you in the Discord in a few minutes. And for those of you that aren't, and by the way, I did get a little scalp win on NQ, but that doesn't count because we didn't take it together. So I'll see you guys in the Discord. Peace.